talk about the high potential season 2 finale, Family Tree, episode 18. This has been your friendly neighborhood spoiler warning if you did not watch the episode last night, because there is a lot I want to talk about. So the case surrounds the hotel that Lucia works at, Karadec's girlfriend. As Morgan is putting pieces together, it looks like Lucia is involved, right? And Karadec obviously is very defensive and does not want to hear it from Morgan. It's just like, you don't like her, stop treating me like one of your children, which they have this big argument in the middle of the precinct. I think that is entirely misplaced anger. And I think the end of the episode proves that it was misplaced anger from Karadec. But also we have this plot line that's been going on all season, for the past 2 seasons, of Roman, but we get some real movement and momentum this season, and especially this episode, with Nick Wagner, the captain, getting involved, and realizing that his father was involved, and that Roman, who Morgan had thought for the last 16 years had just gotten kidnapped or killed or something until they figure out he's alive, may have been part of some shady shit with Nick Wagner Sr. Willa Quinn says to Morgan, you don't know what you're getting yourself involved in. Don't you want to protect Chloe and Elliot? Of course, she goes full mother mode, protecting her children, being like, you do not get to say my kids' names. So we will see where that cleans up at next season. And Caitlin Olsen has said in some interviews that we're going to get some answers sooner as opposed to later, because we're not going to drag this out for very much longer, which kind of thank God, because I'm pretty over this Roman storyline. But obviously, the most significant part of the finale is the Morgan and Karadec conversation at the end of the episode, where Karadec shows up at Morgan's house. He just basically feels guilty, saying that I trusted her. Lucia was not who I thought she was, because it did end up that she was involved with Charlie, with the schemes that he was running. So she has to get arrested. And so Morgan is comforting him, saying like, you were not wrong to trust her. You loved her, so you looked over the red flag. I totally get it. She's talking about Roman and he's talking about Lucia, but they're talking about the same thing. And they just have this really, really intimate moment. They zoom in on Daniel Sunjata's face as he's like squished against Morgan. And I love them so much. Cannot wait till they get together. And then of course, if that's not good enough, we also get the cliffhanger if Nick Wagner is alive, because he goes to meet somebody at the park and tells Morgan it's at 9:30, but it was at 9, and he is stabbed and bleeding when she calls for help. I kind of hope he lives. I think Steve Howey is doing really well as Nick Wagner. And also, I've come around on Wagner, and that would be a really interesting romance between the two of them to put a further speed bump between Karadec and Morgan that, as everybody has said, should not get together yet.